Fred, something else we're watching closely as it approaches the new school year. More districts, as we're seeing now, starting to opt for this full remote learning option. And so there is an urgent effort to make sure that all students have access to the devices they need and the internet connections that they need to be able to be successful at school. Of course, you will recall it yesterday. CMS decided to move to Plan C. So that means that students are going to be doing fully online learning starting at the very beginning of the school year. And then new tonight, we're seeing this data from the Charlotte Digital Inclusion Alliance that shows that around 10,000 families don't have a home-based computer. So WCNC Charlotte's Ashley Daly has been looking into this topic for us. Ashley, this is something we heard back in the spring from some schools. What can be done about it?
Yeah, Vanessa, well, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools is actually a member of that alliance, and members told me today that the school district has actually worked very hard since that time in March to make sure there's 100% connectivity for all students.
We already know CMS students will not be learning in person this school year, but without Wi-Fi, some won't be learning at all.
19% of the county does not have home-based access to the internet.
Pat Millen's nonprofit E2D is a member of the Charlotte Digital Inclusion Alliance and says the alliance has been hard at work working to close the county's digital divide, an effort that's now more important than ever as more than 147,000 CMS students get ready to start a school year that's 100% virtual.
Good news is that Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools have Chromebooks and tablets to distribute literally to every single school, or every single kid at every single school.
He says the remaining challenge is internet access.
David Tepper from the Panthers and the Belk Foundation and the Cannon Foundation actually funded 6,000 hotspots back in March that made a tremendous difference.
Millen says the district has plans to keep those hotspots active throughout the fall semester, but even with those, he says there are still gaps.
That said, I don't think the solution is 100% yet.
And in an email, Justin, to me, CMS says that they've paired up with a couple of different foundations who they say hope to have 16,000 Wi-Fi hotspots distributed by the time kids do start their remote learning. And coming up at 6, we also speak to a nonprofit who says school supplies, even though kids are going to be learning remote, are actually more important now than ever. And we'll tell you about how they're trying to find some supplies for foster kids. Reporting live, Ashley Daly, WCNC Charlotte.